They can't pull him in time. S4 being hogged up, pulled down and brought down. 36 seconds on the sideline. But the trade-off will be the tier 1 tower on bottom lane. Well, I'd say that if the creep wave could survive through the March of the Machines of Sumail. And maybe even Arteezy. Yep, there's your blink dagger up from Sumail. Arteezy in the trees. Just trying to stay hidden for the moment. He got a 13-minute Battle Fury. He's already starting into the same build he did previously, and Master Vladimir's offering.
Yeah, look what Arteezy is doing. He's using the Battle Fury, which does have that active now to be able to eat through trees. If he actually finds somehow the Tinker, he can control him and easily take him out.
Okay. I was about to say track kill, but Aoi didn't go in with a Shuri toss as well, so Fear didn't have time to get in range for the Stormbolt. Looks like that's what he was committing to after triggering the Warcry. And they still take the tier 1 tower, EG. 9-7. There's not much in this. Under 2,000 gold, as well as experience the difference between the teams. S4 saw the TP down to bottom lane. He's just trying to force it. Take out the creep wave, beat into the tower. But the rocket spam as well as taking damage from the tower is not a healthy way for S4 to do this push. And in fact, now with the clockwork rocket coming in, Universe is hook shots out of range. You can't reach anyone from Secret. And the Observe Ward's also watching most of the movement from EG.
Note that the more popular builds of SFs nowadays, which is Mech BKB, is actually being surpassed here from S4 with Yule Scepter. Yule Scepter does a couple of different things for you. First of all, Yule Scepter will help a little bit to deal with the Clockwork Blade Mail that has been picked up. Obviously, Mech and BKB would do that too. I think the most notable factor, though, is going to be picking off the Tinker. This actually allows the SF to potentially solo out this Tinker multiple times. If he gets a Blink Dagger, catches him, Yules, obviously the Shadow Requiem is going to do most of the damage on Tinker. It pretty much eliminates him right there. That could be a really good way for them to hunt him down. SF on one side, Animage on the other, and just look for that opening on the Tinker, who you know is going to be split pushing these lanes.
I want to watch Puppey too. You talk about Tinker also split pushing. When does this Aghanims arrive? 1,200 goals on Puppey. Do you just try and rush for the Aghanims in this game? Or do you think, okay, I need to go utility items. I need a 4-staff up against someone like a Clockwork?
I don't think a 4-staff would be bad for being able to save your allies. I would actually...
Wow!
Oh.
Okay. Oh. That was a little bit off. Misses the hook shot and then gives the hook shot over to Kuro.
Yeah, you can't afford to make those kind of errors just because the track gold obviously makes that kill worth so much more. And then on top of that, we're talking about the potential Aghanims or what have you for the Keeper of the Light. Shutting down his farm is not the most paramount thing for Evil Geniuses.
Kuro is still tracked up on the back lines, and S4 moves forward. Well, he sees the EG Kuro moving forward in fear. Stormbolt, maybe he can kill off Kuro with one swipe, two. Okay, well, that'll do it. With the rocket also helping out. S4's on the run, but Fear moving so quickly back behind that tier 2 tower. Stormbolt in 4 seconds time. A little bit too far away, but the rocket still come in. S4 able to regenerate in time. The death's soon to go down, but Puppey, now he's in trouble with the Stormbolt connecting on both. They've got the movement speed because of the track, but still a 2-for-1, and Arteezy's joined the fight. The back into a 3-man wall, and the Illuminate. Alien, 18 HP. The illusion from Darkseid will get the kill. Sumail try and dodge as much as he possibly can around the tree lines. The surge is up. He's being out in between the trees, and he's found. Arteezy finding the mark, finding another kill, going 3-for-1 on this Anti-Mage.
That was all side, though. That could have been such a better engagement if Arteezy had actually used his
ultimate. He's going for more. He's going for Universe, burning off the mana, taking a lot of damage as well to do it because the Blade Mail, but blinks up, looking to chase, but doesn't want to go too far. Dazzle is right behind him.
So essentially, Zai came in and hit that 3-man vacuum. That was an excellent opportunity. He was trying to set up Arteezy for a mana void. If he'd actually mana voided all 3 of them with putting it on, I think the Tinker probably had about half mana. Would have done a sizable amount of damage, killing 2 probably almost instantly, and then they could have chased down the Sven as well. Still, though, an excellent fight for Team Secret as Evil Geniuses just simply get a little bit too overly aggressive, trying to use that movement speed advantage of the track to chase down multiple heroes while they're deep into the tier 2 tower area.
Man, they can get really punished for this too. Because with this kill, with the multiple kills, Arteezy now has a Blade of Alacrity. This Yash is going to be coming up a lot quicker. In fact, he does pick up the Band of Elskin and almost has enough money to finish the full Yash up. But Keeper of the Light, as having all the space in the world to farm up in the jungle, he's got 1,200 gold after picking up the point booster, and even Kuro. He's still walking around with arcane boots. He stole Shadow Wave from PPD and doesn't even really need a Blink Dagger. Even the way he stole that Shadow Wave, Zai surges him in so he can get in range to get the steal. You keep the creep waves up, you keep your teammates alive, and you have many options as far as Secret's initiation goes. But initiation just got better for EG. A Blink Dagger is now on their vent, and they instantly move into a smoke with PPD.
Yeah, pretty much a necessity if you want to be able to lock down this Animage a bit better. So the Blink in, the preemptive God Strength that they're trying to gank the
smoke,
Animage.
where's the dust? S4. The smoke broke, he triggers the dust, but Aoi ran up the river. They saw him because the Dire Observer Ward actually saw him redo the Ghost Walk in the river, but they have no detection. Actually, yes, they do. The Sentry Ward from Kuro, pick him up, throw him down. Kuro will take the kill very quickly. That was the Fade Bolt, the Shadow Wave going to work.
That was an amazing Houdini maneuver from AUI, who simply disappeared from those mass nukes from Secret, and now they're going to utilize this position to try and do Roshan, though I don't think this is a play they can make. It's just a bit too risky this early on into the game.
Yeah, with the hook shots and the ability just for March of the Machines to lock you inside the pit, it's too dangerous. So they just back it up, and they don't have to take the risk. Remember, Arteezy is now level 16.5. He is just ripping through this lineup. Well, there's your hook shot going on the middle lane. It's Universe, but he's in there with Zai and Kuro with the heal, actually doing some nice return damage. Talon needs his drag back and Sun into fear. Even Stormbolt being stolen, hitting in to that poor Sven who cannot keep up, and Zai on 93 life, running back in. Maybe he can survive. The track is on him. Okay, he will not survive. Down for the count. The Rockets are also scouting out Puppey, but no hook shot available. Fear triggers the war cry. They want to dive underneath the tier 2 tower. Universe can tank quite a hefty amount. Goes for the Illumine. Any kind of damage he can do. And S4 lining up the Requiem of Souls. Not really in range, but then again with the raids on a Fear. Universe is still in the trees. Fear, one attack will get the kill. He blinks forward, but Kuro is waiting for him. Gets us on an Aoi, and actually steals Shuri Toss. Well, he already threw it. I mean, doesn't have mana for it. So Arteezy can't find any opening. In fact, Aoi kind of hopes that Clockwork can fire a rocket to help him out, but that's from one side of the map to the other. Won't work. End of the engagement.
But there it is, still Vlad's Battle Fury, Yasha, soon to be the Manta style picked up from Arteezy. I simply feel like the rest of Evil Geniuses didn't manage to take enough of a lead to be able to shut down this Animage entirely, so now they have to kind of play for late game. They can get some small skirmishes through and through. Arteezy.
Universe having a crack at it, Battery Assault, nice cold pushback. There's still mana though, for a quick blink away, and then TP as well.
They're really hoping that Animage would blink over the river into the hands of AUI. Unfortunately, instead he blinked into the Roshan pit and TP'd out. Smart play from Arteezy.
Well, for now, Arteezy still very happy with his position. Stays alive, doesn't delay the mana style of his. But Aoi is finding a lot of openings. They're just not being able to capitalize really on it. And PPD can't really help him out either. This guy's got a magic wand as well as arcane boots. In saying that, okay, there's the rest of his items. I'm like, wait, I'm sure he owns more than what he's got. And that's why the cloak arrives in with the extra consumables. But he's level 11 on this Dazzle.
You know, I was going to talk about Sumail and his item choices here. Early on, I was going to ask whether he needs to go for a Scythe of Ice here in order to control that Animage, or can he go for a little bit of burst damage first? It all kind of depends on how far ahead your Tinker is early on. He went for the Dagon, but he's not going to finish it up and try and go for Dagon 5. It's unnecessary. Instead, now I believe he's going back for the Scythe of Ice in order to try and control AM.
If he can do it, but at the same time, then he has to jump and instantly get that Hex off before Arteezy was able to work his way into a BKB. Because that might be his, well, it will be his later game kind of approach to have that long duration BKB Manda for now. In fact, Arteezy's just having a great old time. We've seen this before. He moves all through the Radiant jungle, takes as much of their farm as possible, skips out every single creep wave he possibly can. And, well, there's your blink away. Still going to have that missed chance on him, but he's got support behind. It's Zai, but there's your hook shot in. Can he actually hold him back? Universe, great push, man. He actually blinks himself away. The Stormbolt will disjoint, and Zai sacrificed himself for the greater Anti-Mage, who gets recalled back out to Puppey. That is a worthy sacrifice.
That was just a half a second between Arteezy being able to get away from that Stormhammer and it actually landing and him blowing up, and that would have been a critical pickoff. Them shutting down his net worth, that actually would have then jumped the Tinker ahead in the net worth board. Sumail's doing an excellent job keeping up with Arteezy. He can't obviously jungle nearly as efficiently, but he's still keeping the side lanes pushed hard enough that he is getting the necessary late game items to counter this Animage. Team Secret are going to reach a certain critical tipping point where using the Animage as a sort of 5 or 6 slotted carry, they kind of have to go all in and try and finish the game before the Tinker gets too big. But Tinker is rapidly putting a timer on Team Secret, I feel, with the amount of net worth he's picking up.
So I'm wondering just how long that time is going to go. The split push is not bad, but getting into the high ground of Secret is not easy. And while Secret have been able to hold on to quite a fair amount of towers, they're finding more pick-off potential. Like S4 blinks himself away from that little bottom secret shop and they recall in. They want to try and fight this one. Where's your surge? Kuro has it, but he cannot get close enough to find an opening. They put down sentry wards, hoping they find the bounty hunter there. But it's just not to be the case.
S4, who just picked up the blink dagger
Middle
from
lane,
the side
jump
shot.
in, Arteezy, nope. I thought he might have a little bit of control and go for the Mana Style burn off into the Mana Void, but Universe is fine. Triggers the Blade Mail, is very, very happy with life.
Now the utility of the Force Staff available for Universe as well. If you can actually get it, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but there is a certain Force Staff plays you can make against really mobile blinking heroes like the Animage. Essentially, you hook shot, you try and wrap yourself around to the front side of the Animage, Cog push him backwards, and then offensively Force Staff him to push him into the Cogs again.
He's coming for PPD. The Iron Shell's over on Arteezy. The burn's going to be real. And Dazzle, well, he'll just run himself away to safety. There's more support. Hook shot missed from Universe again. Zai surged up. Animator still in the neighborhood, has those Mana Star illusions, which you'll now trigger. Starts burning off the mana there of Universe. And again, EG are forced to fall back. There's just two heroes moving around while S4 is in the jungle farming, and Puppey is also getting closer and closer towards this Aghanim Septicotl. And that's also going to help out during daytime. See if you can find the Tinker while he's in the trees. Fear, you'll scepter up, Puppey, bring in help, and it's going to be Kuro, and Fear, you're dead.
The first real big pickoff of the S4, Blink Dagger and Yule Scepter going into work. And this will allow them to probably take down this tier 1 tower. Tinker is excellent at being able to defend tier 1s early on, but with a pickoff like their Sven going down, it just seems unlikely they're going to be able to hold. Maybe not. Team Secret actually take the opportunity to just spread out and farm. You see the Ancients cleared through by S4 already. Arteezy cutting that top wave as well. They're just trying to keep up as much map pressure on EG as possible.
How long is it going to be before Sven can 100% hit in to the anti-mage? He's just picked up a Talisman of Evasion. He doesn't have to finish the full butterfly, it's just having that evasion, while Sven doesn't even have a BKB. They jump down after Aoi. They've lost vision, however, and the Dire Sentry Ward just timed out, so Arteezy can't finish the job. All he needed was like 4 more seconds on that ward.
And there it is, the Aghanims from the Keeper of the Light. This is going to be insanely hard to deal with. The split push play and counterplay between the Tinker and then the Keeper of the Light and the Animage. They're going to be all over the map, but there's that Scythe of Ice. So now Tinker actually has some catching mechanisms, whereas before it was just the Animage and the S4 with the Yule Scepter that could have caught the Tinker. Now he's actually able to be offensive onto these heroes.
Animage really needs to find that BKB. If they can keep him Hex all the time and just pop off the magical damage, then Arteezy's in a hell of a lot of trouble.
Well, remember that Hex no longer removes, it no longer applies that break mechanic, right? So he's actually able to still keep the evasion. So going straight for the butterfly will still increase his survivability, but there is a certain amount of danger, right? Just because you're dodging hits when you're Scythe of Ice, you still have to think about the fact that he's going to be rearming you and perma-disabling you.
Yep. He could do that, and then you can add in Sven. And Sven doesn't have any kind of like immunity himself, but if Tinker can keep the control up, he can dish out the damage required. Looks like Secret again, they're going to come in for Roche. As, yep, they're just recalling him in. And that's going to be Arteezy brought back to the engagement. And EG, at least they're all alive this time around, but they're not really in position for it. Fear's too far away, and Roshan's dying too quickly. So this will be the Aegis Immortal.
And they really haven't given anything up for it. I mean, a little bit of push at top lane, but that's going to be quickly dealt.
Hook shot, that range is too far away. He's not going to make it. They just give up.
There's no way they go for that fight. I mean, that would be a complete suicide play to try and basically steal Aegis and then instantly die again. Universe decides against that. Instead, they're going to try and push pressure up on the top lane where they're expecting a TP to defend.
Maybe they can find themselves the pickoff.
But here's the thing, Arteezy doesn't care about the top lane. Instead, he just goes straight for the tier 1 tower in middle. He says, you want that tier 1, you can have it. I'm going to trade your middle tier 1 tower, which is better for me anyway.
Yeah, she blinked down to try and attack at a Universe. There's an Observe Board looking up, and now Animage takes a large amount of damage. Where's that extra control?
Look at that.
Hook shot for the stun, the Cogs pushback. Laser, no mana for a Dagon, and Arteezy, Mana Style blinks himself away. This is the problem that a Tinker who gets such an early Dagon and Scythe, but doesn't have a mana pool to support it.
That was such good timing there from Universe, throwing out the hook shot at the last half second of the Scythe of Ice in order to make sure that there was another Scythe of Ice follow-up from Samael. Unfortunately, again, as you said, they just didn't have the mana to throw out all the next round of nukes to finish him off.
If I only had Cardinal, he could have given mana. But for now, Keep with the lies working against him and pushing into the tier 2 tower on bottom lane with the anti-mage. It's highly unlikely that EG can try and defend this. Even if they do get vision, they're out of position. You have an anti-mage on the front lines. You've actually got Greaves up as well. And that's coming in from the Darks here, and the tower's gone. Arteezy does too much damage, has Nagus the Immortal up his sleeve, and with 3,200 gold, actually, he's finished the full butterfly. He actually finished the full butterfly. Doesn't have extra money for it, but he doesn't care. He's got the Aegis the Immortal, so immortality is still his.
Yeah, he's sitting at 668 gold per minute. The 6th slot in Anti-Mage is going to come in. I mean, he's actually already got the Aegis. He can't afford to get another item, so it might be secret. Mages try and utilize this Aegis to take maybe a couple more of their tier 2 towers and hopefully limit the Tinker's mobility a bit more.
What do you think about Tinker actually buying up the level 2 Bruise of Travel before going in for, well, anything else?
I'm completely fine with it because you know you're going to be seeing a lot of fights and you don't have any of those towers up. Creeps are maybe perhaps a bit unreliable to go to, so I am a big fan of the Boots of Travel level 2 early on the Tinker, simply because this allows you to be a lot more effective in early skirmishes.
I suppose will also help out when you got a Bounty Hunter, you don't just go directly to him. Or even the Clockwork who's walking around with an Invis Room but can't find any of Secret. Because they're mostly on top. With this Dire Observer Ward, they're still sitting on the cliff. Actually, I say that, it now times out. They had really good vision to go in for this tower. So it has to be redone by Puppy, who's coming down now. And in fact, he's recalling in the troops. The Radiant Tower, they should jump in from S4. Requiem, and they want to blow up Fear. Decent damage, enough to kill him. Well, it looks like it will be. Fear's down for the count. Somehow on the tree line. Zai also low, but Arteezy just pops the bounty as well as the Tinker and goes for more. The Cox from Universe will keep him out. But the damage has already been done to both the tier 2 tower as well as the heroes of EG.
Yeah, later on to the game, the Scythe device constant control against the Anti-Mage is a counter to him in a way, but in this part of the game, Anti-Mage just trumps Tinker every single time. Once he starts throwing out some of that mana, a big mana void will almost instantly kill him.
Now the tier 3 tower almost gone. No fortification available for Evil Geniuses. They buy back over on this vent. They want to try and hold. Universe again with a cold push on the Anti-Mage, but he's still also got Aegis Immortal. Kura picking him up in Fear! Big jump in with the Stormbolt. Zai gonna back it back up. He'll still end up dying, but for what cost? You've actually lost Fear for 70 seconds. Arteezy has ran the base, jumped in for the double kill on the Dazzle. They will finish up the melee racks. The only lane they could go to is bottom because this tier 2 tower still survives in the mid, and backdoor regen will protect it. But they're going to push it anyway.
They feel so comfortable that they just leave S4 to that top lane and finish off that last ranks. They're even running through the tier 2, which they should take, but Tinker's actually going to try and make a play here.
He jumps in, but Arteezy's already there. S4 moving the front lines once again. The Colt pushing him back. Universe, great positioning. And the Malphite explodes the Mal as well as Aoi. 2 on the sideline again. It's a double-double Malphite. GG! The void is big, and Secret is shoving EG down into it. 2 games to 1, and will EG be denied once again here on the ESL 1 Frankfurt stage? Secret 1 win away from success.